How's it going, guys? So just coming here with a couple of updates that's going on with the Packers and kind of the NFL as a whole. So yesterday I created a video pretty much that stating that Jerry Gray is probably going to get lost to the Atlanta Falcons and that Rich Bisaccia may be staying. Of course, later on in the day, the Indianapolis Colts tweeted that they have granted a second interview or second round of interviews with Rich Bisaccia being included. So from the reports, it sounds like Rich Bisaccia, along with 6 other candidates that passed the first round of interviews, are going in for a second interview. The difference between the first and the second interview sounds like that Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay will actually be in the interviews for the second round, as he wasn't present for the first round. So Rich Bisaccia has been one of the 7 candidates as getting a second interview, so it's something we're still going to have to keep an eye on. But just wanted to give an update since, well, things changed in 24 hours already. Next up, with the Philadelphia Eagles defeating the 49ers yesterday in it wasn't really a game, unfortunately, especially once the quarterbacks didn't exist for San Francisco. The Eagles punched their ticket to the Super Bowl, and that pretty much allowed members of the Philadelphia Eagles that got voted into the Pro Bowl to pretty much not going to be able to attend the Pro Bowl because they've made the Super Bowl. One member of note is Philadelphia Eagle guard Landon Dickerson. He plays guard for them, and because he's going to the Super Bowl now, that means Elgton Jenkins, who was a first alternative as a guard, is now going to go to the Pro Bowl. So with that, we now have 2 players going to the Pro Bowl. Such a great amount, I know. 2. Our season did suck. But Elgton Jenkins will be joining Jair Alexander as one of 2 members to go to the Pro Bowl. Elgton Jenkins, after having a torn ACL last year, actually came into form, and it was pretty much his later half of the season where it probably cemented or helped him get to the Pro Bowl, because his first 5 games he started at right tackle, and it was rough. Like, we planned on making him our right tackle, and he struggled over there. So once we got a little bit more healthy on the line, he went back over to his natural position at left guard, and from there, he was pretty much stopping everything. He was part of a Packers offensive line unit that only allowed 17 total sacks from week 7 to week 18. So in that 10-game span, he was part of a unit that only allowed 17 sacks, which was 3rd fewest in the league. And overall, the line was ranked 7th in those sacks allowed. So good job to the offensive line, and congrats to Elgton Jenkins for making the Pro Bowl. Even if it is as a first alternative, it's definitely deserving for him, especially when he went back to left guard. Then lastly, we have an official, or as official as it can be, number of what next year's salary cap will be, and that is at $224.8 million. Most NFL clubs were operating in the fact that the salary cap for 2023 would be around $225 million, and it looks like they were pretty spot on with that. So the official number is $224.8 million, which means the Packers are currently $16 million over the cap. It sounds bad, but we're not even top 5 of teams that are over the cap. We're definitely not top 5 in who has the most money to spend since we're over, but we're not in worse shape, because I did see like the Saints were $60 million over the cap and the Bucks were like 55. So there are definitely teams that are well worse off than us. 16, it's not a terrible number, especially since we can restructure a lot of players depending on, well, what happens in this offseason. Also adding to that, we still have a lot of offseason till the official 2023 season starts for the NFL, which will be March 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern. At that time, teams will have to be under the cap. So we still have a month and a half to kind of figure out what this team and what direction they're going to head in. And that's, of course, going to start with Aaron Rodgers if he comes back. But I just want to give you guys an update of what's gone on in the last 24 hours, especially with the Rich Bisaccia happening so quick. Thank you, Colts, for that. There's a lot of Adam Schefter news with Aaron Rodgers and potential trades. I'm not going to get into that, especially if it's from Adam Schefter. He's doing a lot of talk. I would just ignore what he says, and we should just wait till we figure out what Aaron Rodgers decides, if he's going to retire or not. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.